Okay, let's learn how to do some titration tables. This is what we're going to use in the critical care areas mostly. When we have an order for a low dose up to a maximum dose, and then it tells you, depending on what's going on with the patient, to titrate it ever so often. So what you're normally going to see is like this one is nitroglycerin. It says that it's ordered to titrate between 10 micrograms per minute and 60 micrograms per minute. And we want to increase our rate by 10 mics per minute every 3 to 5 minutes for chest pain. Our solution comes 50 milligrams in 250 mils. So we want to develop a titration table that shows the dosage rate and the flow rate. So we first have to start off by figuring our low dose. And so for our low dose, we're going to start with 10 micrograms per minute. We see that it comes milligrams and mils, so we're going to have to convert that. We have 1,000 mics or micrograms in a milligram. I know I've got minutes and I need mils per hour, so I'm going to do that conversion also. 60 minutes in an hour. Then I'm going to put on here my 250 milliliters that contains 50 milligrams. And then I'm going to do some canceling to make sure that I have everything I need. My micrograms cancel, my minutes cancel, my milligrams cancel, and so I ended up with milliliters per hour. So then I want to get rid of some zeros, one on the top, one on the bottom, one on the top, one on the bottom, one on the top, one on the bottom. So then I'm going to do my math. And so when I do my math, I've got 1 times 6 times 25, which gives me 150, divided by the 50 that I have on the bottom. And 150 divided by 50 gives me 3. So my low dose is 3 milliliters per hour. So let's write that up here. Our low is going to be 3 milliliters per hour. Because all I'm going to do is go in and change a number instead of having to redo all of this. So we're just going to change this first number in here because we're just changing between our 10 to our 60 mics. So I changed my 10 to a 60. And I want to double check here. There's 1 0, 2 zeros. So that 0 will also come out. So that goes 1, 2, 3 zeros on top, 1, 2, 3 that I took out on bottom. So then I'm going to have to change, of course, what I come up with for my answer. And so when I take my 60 which is now 6, times 6, which is 36, times 25, then I get 900, and divide that by 50, and you get 18. So my high dose is 18 milliliters per hour. So now we need to put that into our table. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with our low, which was 10 micrograms per minute. And it wants to increase by 10 up to 60. So we go to 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Sorry, those numbers don't look so good. I don't even know if you can tell what that is. And those are mics per minute, all the way down. I'm not going to write them all in because that's just going to make more of a mess. And so we know that when we figured our 10 mics per minute, that we ended up with 3 meals per hour. And when we did our 60, we ended up with 18 meals per hour. So now we just need to figure out what's on the in-between. And so to do that, you're going to do your basic math. Okay, we've got 10 to 3. And we're going to increase it by 10, but we need to know what we're going to increase. So we cross multiply, we get 10x equals 30. So x equals 3. So we're going to go up in increments of 3. So we're going to add 3 to this, which would make that 6 milliliters per hour. Add 3 to that, so you get 9. Then you get 12. Then you get 15. And finally, you're 18. So your table looks like this. I'm going to read it back to you again because this writing looks horrible. 10 micrograms per minute equals 3 meals per hour. Increasing by 10, you've got 20 mics per minute is 6 meals per hour. 30 mics per minute is 9 meals per hour. 40 mics per minute is 12 milliliters per hour. 50 micrograms per minute is 18 milliliters per hour. 15 milliliters per hour. And then 60 micrograms per minute is 18 milligrams per hour. So let's try another one to make sure that we've got this. Now we're going to look at one, we're going to add in some kilograms. So that makes it just a little bit different, not a whole lot. So when you figure it the first time, the first thing that you're figuring, again, you've got to do your low dose, your high dose. So our low dose is 3 micrograms per kilogram per minute. It helps that we've got our patient's weight in kilograms. So they're 56 kilograms. That helps. We know we're going to have to change our micrograms to milligrams because that's how it comes. So a milligram is 1,000 micrograms. Our minutes are going to have to go to hours. 60 minutes in an hour. And then we have to put in here how it comes, which is 250 milliliters is 50 milligrams. So let's cancel out our labels, our micrograms, our kilograms, our minutes, our milligrams, and we're left with milliliters per hour. So we know that we've got the right thing. We can cancel out some zeros here. There's one on the top, one on the bottom, one on the top, one on the bottom. That's all we can do. So now we're going to take our 3 times 56 times 6 times 25, and we get 25,200 over 10 times 50, which is 500. So when you take 25,200, divide that by 500, then we get 50.4 or 50 milliliters per hour. So our low dose is our 50 milliliters per hour. So we know our low was 50 mils per hour. So now let's do our high, which is 6 micrograms per kilogram per minute. He's 56 kilograms. Our conversions. $60 minutes and an hour. How it comes. Let's cancel our labels, see if we're good. Micrograms, minutes, kilograms, milligrams, mils per hour. 0, 2 zeros on top, 2 zeros on bottom. Now let's solve. So we have 6 times 56 times 6 times 25, which gives us 50,400 divided by 10 times 50, which is 500, which gives us 100.8 or 101 meals per hour. So now we have our low and our high. Our low is 50 milliliters per hour. Our high is 101 mils per hour. So I'm going to erase all of that so that we can put our table together. We've got 3 to 6 kilograms. So 3 is our low, 6 is our high. And so we're going to assume we're going up by increments of 1. So we've got 3 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Then we're going to do 4, 5, and we figured up 6. So for 4, we had our 50 mils an hour. I mean, for our 2, sorry. 3, we had 50 mils an hour. That was our low. And then our high is our 6 mics per kilogram per minute. Gave us 101 milliliters per hour. So then we have to figure out what we have in the middle. And so then we go back to our algebra, and we have 3 makes 50. So we want to know, increasing it by 1, how much is that going to give us? So we have 3x equals 50. So we divide by 3. And so 50 divided by 3 gives us 16.7, which is 17. So each one is going to go up 17. So for 3 micrograms per kilogram per minute, we got 50 mils per hour. So then if we're going to go up 17 at 4 micrograms per kilogram per hour, we're going to add 17. And so we're going to get 67. And then when we add 17 to 67, we get 84 mils per hour. So at 3 micrograms per kilogram per minute, we're going to run it at 50 mils an hour. At 4 micrograms per kilogram per minute, we're going to run it at 67 mils per hour. 5 micrograms per kilogram per minute, we're going to run it 84 mils an hour. And 6 micrograms per kilogram per minute, we're going to run it 101 mils per hour. I hope this helps you understand how to run titration tables.